It is 6:48 on your Thursday morning. It's time now for the morning rush. A federal judge has granted a temporary restraining order blocking two sections of the governor's recent public health order banning the carrying of guns in public in Bernalillo County. In court yesterday, lawyers for 5 different groups argued against the order, calling it unconstitutional. Judge David Urias sided with the prosecutors. The temporary restraining order lasts until October 3rd.
A hearing is scheduled to resume to decide if an accused serial killer's confession will be tossed out or not. 2 years ago, APD says that Paul Apodaca came forward and confessed to the 1988 murders of Althea Oakley and 13-year-old Estela Gonzalez, as well as 18-year-old Caitlin Arquette the following year. That hearing will resume in October, while Apodaca is scheduled to go to trial in November.
Today, a memorial service for former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson is scheduled at the Cathedral Basilica in Santa Fe. The former 2-term governor died in his sleep on September 1st at the age of 75. Today's service at the Cathedral Basilica will be open to the public. It starts at 11. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. Temperatures are chilly this morning, so you're going to want some warmer layers, jackets, some coats. By this afternoon, we will be warmer, upper 70s, and we'll see a chance for more showers and thunderstorms, so keep your rain gear around.
Construction on an outdated Albuquerque intersection is getting mixed responses from neighbors this morning. Road work at the intersection of Wyoming and Manal began last week. While some are applauding the project, some neighbors say that it will cause more traffic to cut through the neighborhood behind the Hoffmantown Shopping Center. That construction is scheduled to last 9 months.
The nursing shortage is forcing one New Mexico hospital to get creative with their recruiting efforts. Presbyterian Healthcare Services is partnering with ShiftMed, a third-party company, to give nurses a more flexible schedule. They will post open shifts from their nurses so that they can decide when they want to work. The hospital is hoping this will attract local nurses to work with them.
The new Native Health Navigator program launched this past spring. That was at Christus St. Vincent Medical Center in Santa Fe. That program provides medical care as well as emotional and financial support to Native Americans battling all forms of cancer in New Mexico. Program officials believe that it will, with the help of the federal and state organizations, it will grow in the future. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is moderate again today, as we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms across the state and a chance for burn scar flooding up north.
The president's cancer cabinet announced on Wednesday a slew of new federal actions to fight the disease, including $240 million to help improve cancer prevention and treatment, as well as develop new detection tools. It has set a goal to cut more than 4 million cancer deaths by 2047, effectively reducing the cancer death rate by half in the U.S.
Officials say that a multi-million-dollar tiny home project in Albuquerque is nearly full this morning. After opening in 2021, the 30-unit village sat nearly empty because of rules for people looking to move in and get off the streets. The program manager now says that a recent revamp from the county earlier this year has allowed nearly 24 people to transition into permanent housing since February.
At Saturday's rivalry game between the Lobos and the Aggies, the two teams will be wearing stickers on their helmets for the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network. The Lobos will also sport jerseys bearing the names of local kids who have Down syndrome, autism, or other disabilities who participated in UNM's extraordinary Lobos camp over the summer. Each child will get to keep the jersey after the game. Erica.
And here's a check on traffic. The maps are clear, no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. Tracker is heading south on I-25 near the Big I, and everything is up to speed on this quiet morning.
53-year-old endurance swimmer Lewis Pugh says that he has just completed the swimming of the full 315 miles of the entire length of the Hudson River. The entire swim took him about a month, and it was averaging roughly about 10 miles per day. Pugh says the sore shoulders and fatigue was all worth it to prove that rivers can be saved, noting the huge improvement that environmental efforts have been made on the quality of that waterway.
Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, despite their rivalry, this weekend the Lobos and the Aggies are going to be teaming up. That's going to be to celebrate kids with disabilities. At Saturday's rivalry game, the two teams will wear stickers on their helmets. That's for the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network. While the Lobos will also sport jerseys bearing the names of the local kids who have Down syndrome, autism, or other disabilities who have taken part in UNM's extraordinary Lobos camp over the summer. Each child will then get to keep the jersey after the game.
At number 4, happening today, the funeral for former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson is scheduled at the Cathedral Basilica in Santa Fe. The former two-term governor died in his sleep on September 1st at the age of 75. Friends of Richardson say he will always be remembered. Today's service at the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis will be open to the public. It starts at 11.
At number 3, we'll see isolated showers and storms this afternoon and evening through the Middle Rio Grande Valley and Metro. We'll see scattered storms in the northern mountains and northeast highlands as well.
At number 2, a hearing is scheduled next month to decide if an accused serial killer's confession will be tossed or not. 2 years ago, APD says Paul Apodaca came forward and confessed to 3 cold case murders. He's now charged with the 1988 murders of Althea Oakley and 13-year-old Stella Gonzalez, as well as 18-year-old Caitlin Arquette the next year. On Tuesday, Apodaca's defense argued those confessions were unconstitutionally obtained because his client was not read his rights. The state argued that Apodaca was read his rights by a detective when she realized he was confessing to murders he claimed he committed. The judge decided they still need to hear more arguments to decide if the confession will be tossed.
And at number 1, a federal judge has granted a temporary restraining order blocking 2 sections of the governor's recent public health order, which was banning the carrying of guns in public in Bernalillo County. In court yesterday, lawyers for 5 different groups argued against the order, calling it unconstitutional. The defense attorney for the governor argued that it was just a temporary ban and not state law. In a statement after the ruling, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham says she will continue highlighting the issue.